Okay, welcome to part 2 of Charlie's Suggestion, the Joy of Gay Sex series. I am Charlie, aka Miss Charlotte. Once again, this is Elizabeth.
But I told them that
And if you did not see the first topic, we talked about what tricking was. So be sure to go back and check that video out. This video is going to be about, and we were trying to see how we can say the word sadomasochism. Sadomasochism. Something like that. Y'all know, yeah. Here's the word, if you guys don't see it. Maybe you can try to say it.
I'm sorry.
But basically, yeah. So, I'm going to read to you guys what that is in case you don't know what that term is. Of course, I'm reading this, so as I'm reading this, I'm also learning this as well. So, very interesting stuff. So, once again, here we go. Or, maybe you can read for us. But if she reads for us, she's got to pronunciate. I'll put the camera on her and maybe it'll help.
Sadomasochism is a sexual variation that celebrates virility, ritual, and pain. Its proponents adhere to shapely defined rules based upon power, master and slave, or top man and bottom man. The word sadomasochism itself is derived from the names of two men, the Marquis de Sade and Leopold von Sacher-Masoch de Sade believed that pain, not pleasure, was the highest goal of sexual activity. His 120 Days of Sodom is a compendium of example. Sacher-Masoch was a historian and a novelist. All his novels contained whipping scenes, and he himself preferred to be whipped by women wearing furs, especially older women. Many examples of sadomasochism can be drawn curiously enough from the history of the Catholic Church. The flagellants, for example, were a 12th century mass movement that encouraged people to flog themselves until blood flowed. The lives of the saints are also replete with instances of masochism. In 1920, St. Margaret Mary Alacoque was canonized. A 7th century nun, she carved the name of Jesus on her chest with a knife, but because it didn't last long enough, she burned it in with a candle. At least as bizarre was St. Mary Magdalene de Pazzi, who used to roll in thorn bushes in the convent garden, then go into the convent and whip herself. She also forced novices to tie her to a post, insult her, whip her, and drop hot wax on her.
No comment.
Although many gay men have dismissed S&M at one time or another, a large segment of the gay population continues to walk the streets of cities garbed in black leather and chains or in uniforms, such as those of motorcycle cops and Marine MPs. Some men pull this off superbly. A guy with a 3-day growth of beard, a torn shirt, muscled biceps, and wearing leather chaps and motorcycle boots can attract a lot of attention. There is no simple explanation for the increased popularity of S&M, nor is it its attractions. We offer as possibilities the following. First, this phenomenon is not confined to gay circles.
Before you continue, let's show them the dirty picture we have in this book. Uh-oh, so as you can see, he has like his little
leather hat
and evocative picture. It's like he's
we live in an era that glamorizes tough guys. Many top box office stars are he-men. This is a popular image of male sex appeal. Second, not all men in leather are sadomasochists. For some, denim and leather are just fashion. Many men who have adopted the S&M look are not really interested in inflicting pain or suffering. Sadomasochism has been around a long time. Permissiveness has really allowed it to appear more openly. Desires that were always there, if hidden, are now boldly displayed. Then too, men in their 40s and 50s have found more acceptance in the leather bars. The leather look can add a strong allure to a man who has lost the charms of his youth. Our culture is a hierarchy of power, but in everyday life, power is clothed, not naked. Hypocritical, not honest. Parents dominate children, men dominate women. Whites dominate blacks, the rich dominate the poor, the boss dominates his employee, and straight dominates gays. S&M dramatizes these situations and even temporarily reverses them, so the oppressed accountant by day can become the oppressing sadist by night. Tricking, within the context of sadomasochism, has certain advantages. So many of the attitudes, verbal exchanges, and sexual moves are ritualized, and safely predictable that one-night stands often lack the fumbling and uncertainty that characterizes other contexts. Finally, S&M can touch deep emotional chords. It may seem rigid, but it allows people to explore fantasies of domination and surrender, of cruelty and tenderness, of contempt and adoration. Before getting involved in this scene, be aware that for some men, real violence is not only exciting, but essential. Occasionally, genuinely harmful things do happen. If you decide to try the scene, start out with someone you know. You may be too naive to spot a potential dangerous person. The novice often starts as a masochist. There's no way that you can learn to be a good S except from someone experienced. Don't be too worried. The experienced sadist will let the novice establish his own limits. It's probably a good idea to agree on a safe word, a signal that lets the sadist know that those words have been reached. If you're with someone who refuses to use a safe word, don't get involved. Another word about signals: keys hung on the left and handkerchiefs in the right back pocket indicate the sadist or top man. Keys or handkerchief on the right indicates a masochist or bottom man. Many men wear the insignia of motorcycle clubs, especially on the backs of their denim jackets. They have no sexual significance except for the icon showing two semicircles, one above the other, one penetrated by a sharp line. This is the badge of the fist fuckers of America. Some men into S&M are also into fisting. The Hellfire...
Which, for those of you, remember a couple weeks ago here on the show, I told you guys exactly what fisting is. So if you don't know what that term is, go back on my videos and you will see exactly what fisting is. No comment.
The Hellfire Club is a group of men into serious S&M and operates by invitation only and holds a yearly meeting called Inferno in the Midwest. The club's name is probably borrowed from the Hellfire organized by St. Francis Dashwood of the late 18th century England. Some S&M lovers who have been together for a long time maintain a strict role division. Usually they do not carry this role playing into ordinary life. The slave does not serve the master except during sex, otherwise he is equal. Other lovers who are into S&M reverse roles. Still others drift into ordinary gay scenes with each other but play out S&M fantasies with strangers. The dividing line between S&M and other types of sex isn't always clear. Most men enjoy some roughness in their sex play from time to time, as a well-placed slap on the ass at the right time or lots of dirty talk can add to the excitement to an ordinary encounter. Tit clamps, dildos, ropes, and other sex toys can be used to increase excitement.
Ooh, kinky.
Psychologists have tried to identify the boundaries of S&M by research. It isn't easy because S&M covers a wide range of sexual activities. Recent research has discovered that it consists of 4 broad sexual themes: hypermasculinity, administration and receipt of pain, physical restriction, and humiliation. Many S&M activities don't fit neatly into this classification.
Is that the end? Very interesting. And, some of these things they're talking about, like using safe words, that's like if you get handcuffed, or someone ties a rope, or, just
restraints, any kind of strange thing.
And you know that they have handcuffs that have, like, the keys, to them, or the little, quick release buttons, just stuff like that. You can buy stuff like that at Spencer's or whatever, them kinky little stores. And, it's fun to spice up time. I mean, I've thought about doing things like that. Well, all the time, actually. But, we won't go into that here on camera.
Of course not.
But, yes. So, for those of you who did not know exactly what that is, or S&M is another term, I guess, now you know.
Now it's time for you to go watch your Rihanna video, S&M, and maybe it'll make sense.
Right. Yes. Alright, so we are going to,
we'll be back with our third topic.
Yes, our third and final topic. And, also, on another thing is, I actually talked about kinky sex a couple of weeks ago as well. That involves some little S&M things as well, so go back and check that out also. Alright, so stay tuned to part 3 of Charlie's Edition, The Joy of Gay Sex series. Holla!